KMES English Medium Junior College welcome its students for 8th online lecture of Psychology for Chapter 2nd Intelligence. Topic: Measurement of Intelligence. Students, in the previous lecture, we have studied about Introduction of Intelligence, in which we have studied about the meaning, definition, and psychologist's view about intelligence. Second, we have studied about the perspective on intelligence. There were two perspectives of intelligence. One, intelligence as a single general ability, and intelligence as a set of multiple abilities. Today we are going to study about measurement of intelligence, which consists of following subtopics. 1. History of measurement of intelligence. 2nd. Concepts related to measurement of intelligence. Let's study each of these in detail. History of measurement of intelligence. Number of psychologists have contributed to the measurement of intelligence, but it was first started by scientists. Then this work of measurement was carried out first in 1880 by Sir Francis Galton. Next in 1890 by Raymond Cattell. Then in 1905 by Alfred Binet. Then in 1916 by Louis Terman. Then in 1917 by Robert Jurg. Finally in 1939 by David Wechsler. Let's study the contribution of these psychologists in the field of history of measurement of intelligence. Paul Broca and Sir Francis Galton. Paul Broca and Sir Francis Galton were the first scientists to think about measuring intelligence. Later this work was carried out by Sir Francis Galton. He believed that every aspect of human nature, including intelligence, could be measured scientifically. Sir Francis Galton. In 1880, Sir Francis Galton administered a battery of tests measuring variables such as head size, reaction time, visual accuracy, auditory tissues, breathing capacity, etc. He thought to measure intelligence by the size of human skull. So he assumed the larger the skull, the smarter the person. But his test did not prove very useful. So Sir Francis Galton developed the first broad test of intelligence. Although he was not a psychologist, his contribution to the concept of intelligence testing is very valuable for further. Raymond Cattell. 1. In 1890s, Raymond Cattell established laboratories in the United States. Second, he used the term intelligence test for the first time in psychological literature. Third, he thought to measure intelligence through sensory tasks. Fourth, but he emphasized that the test must be standardized. Fifth, so that the results must be comparable from person to person and time to time. So, Raymond Cattell, an assistant of Sir Francis Galton, made same type of laboratories in the United States. He then used new terms in place of intelligence testing, that is, mental test, for the first time in psychology literature. His aim was to measure intelligence by the use of senses. He also made sure that the test should be standardized. That is, it should be reliable and valid, so that the results obtained can be compared from person to person and time to time. Alfred Binet. 1. Alfred Binet was given the responsibility to find out reason for repeated failures of students in the exam by the authorities of school in Paris. Second, in 1905, Alfred Binet along with Theodore Simon published the first scale of intelligence. Third, so Alfred Binet is known as a father of intelligence test. Fourth, Binet-Simon intelligence scale consists of many components such as logical reasoning, finding rhyming words, naming objects, etc. Fifth, this scale was revised in 1908 and in 1911. So, in the beginning of the 21st century, the school authorities in Paris wanted to know the reason of repeated failures of the students in the exam. They wanted to know whether it was due to medical reason or due to any environmental factor. So, Alfred Binet and Theodore Simon published the first scale of intelligence, which could measure many aspects like reasoning capacity, naming objects, etc. in 1905. Later, the drawback of these tests was overcome in 1908 and then in 1911. Lewis Terman. 1. In 1960, Lewis Terman from Stanford University revised Binet-Simon intelligence scale. Second, he changed few items, added other items, established new age norm, and extended upper age limit of the scale. Third, this test was known as Stanford-Binet test. Fourth, this test was revised in 1937, in 1960, in 1972, in 1986, and in 204. So, later on, Lewis Terman, while he was studying in Stanford University, revised Binet-Simon's intelligence scale. He made few changes in the scale. Like, he extended the age limit of the scale and added few other items. After that, this test was known as Stanford-Binet test because Binet test was revised by Thurman while he was studying in Stanford University. Later on, the drawback of this test was overcome in 1937, then in 1960, then in 1972, after that in 1986, and finally in 2004. Robert Yerk. 1. In 1917, Robert Yerk and his colleagues prepared Army Alpha and Army Beta intelligence scale. Second, these intelligence tests were used for recruiting soldiers in the Army. Third, Army General Classification Test was used on large scale for recruiting soldiers in the Second World War. So, the First World War began in 1914. In 1917, Robert Yerk, along with his colleagues, prepared a test that can be used to recruit soldiers in an army, named as Army Alpha and Army Beta Intelligence Test. Army Alpha is a group verbal test and Army Beta is a group performance test. The importance of this test increased during the post-First World War. In 1939, when the Second World War started, again an intelligence test named Army General Classification Test was used in large scale for recruitment of soldiers. David Wechsler. 1. In 1939, David Wechsler published Wechsler-Bellevue Intelligence Scale. Second, in 1955, this scale was revised and renamed as Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale, WAIS. Third, WAIS is a test to measure intelligence of adult and older adolescents. Fourth, David Wechsler also developed an intelligence test to measure the intelligence of children known as WISC. Carl Pearson. Later in 208, Carl Pearson released the fourth edition of Wechsler Adult Intelligence Scale 4. Second, many other psychologists have also developed numbers of intelligence tests. Third, the application of intelligence tests are increasing day by day. Second, concept related to measurement of intelligence. There are two concepts related to measurement of intelligence. One, mental age. Second, intelligence quotient. Let's study each of these measurements of intelligence in detail. Mental age, MA. 1. The concept of mental age was introduced by Alfred Binet. Second, mental age is defined as the age at which individuals perform successfully on all items on the test prepared for that age. Third, he assumed that mental development does not correspond to chronological age. For example, an individual named Isha, whose chronological age is 10 years. She performed successfully on all items of the test prepared for 12 years. Then we consider Isha's mental age is 12 years. And if an individual named Ankit, whose chronological age is 10 years, and he performed successfully on all items of the test prepared for 10 years, then Ankit's mental age is 10 years. And if an individual named Rajesh is of 10 years and he performed successfully on all items of the test prepared for 8 years, then Rajesh's mental age is 8 years. So this example shows us that mental development does not correspond to chronological age. Intelligent question, IQ. 1. The concept of IQ was introduced by William Stern in 1912. Second, the IQ is a ratio of mental age, MA, to chronological age, CA. Third, later on, Thurman redefined the formula to calculate IQ. That is, IQ is equal to mental age upon chronological age multiplied by 100. For example, if an individual named Isha has a mental age of 12 years and a chronological age of 10 years, then the relationship between her mental age and chronological age is mental age is greater than a chronological age and her IQ is 120, that is above average. If another individual named Ankit has a mental age of 10 years and a chronological age also of 10 years, then the relationship between mental age and chronological age is such. Mental age is equal to chronological age. Then his IQ is 100, that is average. And if an individual named Rajesh has a mental age of 8 years and a chronological age of 10 years, then the relationship between his mental age and chronological age is such. Mental age is less than a chronological age. His IQ is 80, that is below average. That is, if mental age is greater than chronological age, then a person has above average. And if the mental age is equal to chronological age, then the IQ of a person is average. And if the mental age is less than a chronological age, then a person has an IQ below average.